Hey, Kathy. Yes, I'm outside in the 9 News backyard where, no, I'm not seeing any rain just yet, but it is very cloudy, very gloomy, and much noticeably cooler than the weather we had gotten used to, with those temperatures breaking records for several days in a row. But right now, I'm outside with Lyle Fair with the Associated Landscape Contractors of Colorado, and we are going to talk a little bit about winterizing your sprinkler systems, and when we should be doing this, how we should be doing this. What do you have for us, Lyle?
Well, it's a little early to actually do that winterizing. We can't turn our systems off yet because our plants and our lawns still need water really into October, and even until we really get freezing temperatures, and when we see that whether or not we have moisture. So for right now, you can do some things to prepare for that time, which would be to get ready. This is your backflow preventer that you'll see outside of your home, and this is what freezes when we get those sudden freezes in Colorado. So it's a good time to get around to the hardware stores and get this insulation that you can buy at any hardware store. Now, I cheated. I'm using a pool noodle.
Yeah, that's what
and
I
just
that as.
cut down here, and you get that and you measure it so that you can slide this around those pipes and insulate them. Then you want to also have a blanket or a old bed sheet, and you want to wrap this up, this big device right here, and then probably even put a big trash bag right over all that so none of that gets wet. And that's for those quick flash freezes that we often get in Colorado that can damage this. But you can keep your sprinkler system running from one of those flash freezes, and then it warms right back up like we've seen in Colorado. Like yesterday was 100, today we're at 60.
Oh yeah.
So you got to really be prepared and to be able to keep that system running.
Okay, so you talked a little bit about the temperature fluctuation. So
Right.
Is that kind of why we shouldn't just be shutting it off yet altogether?
Exactly. What you can do is you can scale back on your system, and where you were watering 3 or 4 days a week, now you could maybe get down to 2 days a week, and you can save yourself some money and save water, which is our big focus always.
Right. So then when should we be turning our systems off for the year or for the season?
Well, in October sometime, depends on the weather.
Okay.
But if you have a company, and I hope you have a company scheduled to blow your system out, they usually start mid-October and then work through November. The key is to know how to drain the water from this backflow device for that really cold freeze, but then you could turn the system right back on again. But getting the water out of that backflow will save you some money on a repair.
Okay, so with the backflow system, you did teach us how to kind of keep it warm and dry. Is there
Right.
anything else that we should be doing as we prepare for cooler weather?
There is. We're coming up on the season when it's so important to aerate your lawn, and this is an example of a manual tool that punches holes in your lawn and leaves those little coils of dirt everywhere. And usually you'll see this as a mechanized machine, a big green machine, and somebody comes and runs up and down your lawn and leaves those holes. You want to leave those little pieces of dirt behind.
Oh, okay.
They'll dissolve in a week or two and go right back in the soil. But one good preparation is to buy and find some of these sprinkler flags, mark your sprinkler heads before they come with the big green machine, and they'll know where their heads are and they won't break them with the machine. Hopefully.
Smart. All right. Well, thank you so much for all of your help. And if you do need a repeat of any of that advice that we have today, it'll be for you here at 9news.com.
Thanks, Lauren.